funky beat. Sun is shining, Rachel brings the heat. Wake up CEO, we're on repeat. Chicago, Sun Up City on the go. Rachel L. Gary on the radio. Tune quick, hear the power flow. Wake up CEO, it's your daily show. Wake up, start the day with CEO. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. From the windy city, bringing major vibes. Rachel on the mic, keeping lives revived. Radio Chicago, where dreams arise. Wake up CEO to the skies. No more snooze button, no more delay. Rachel's voice making waves today. Feel the energy Chicago way. Wake up CEO, rise and sway. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Hey, Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill.
This is Dr. Carolyn Stevens, the CEO of the BHC Media Group. And when you are looking for a strategy for self-leadership, get aligned with Wake Up CEO with host Rachel L. Gary every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m.
You know what time it is? Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary in the building. Wake up, CEO, let's go! Wake up, go some set that tone. Wake up, every step you take, you claim that throne. Wake up, no more doubt, no time to stall. Wake up, boss up now, go get it on. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, I ain't waiting, now I go and take it. Built this from the ground, no way they break it. Consistency, my secret, watch me make it. Got that boss talk, now I ain't faking no. Lost, set the goal, now I'm grabbing the goal. And put in the work, now I'm taking control. The vision so clear, yeah, I already know. Every step I take, I'm ready to blow. Wake up, set that tone. Every step you take, you claim that throne. No more doubt, no time to stall. You boss up now, go get it all. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. No handouts, yeah, I made my way. Built my brand, now I paid my lane. Turn my losses into lessons. Now my grind got no recession. Yeah, they talk about chance, but I make my own. Yeah, I ain't waiting for fate, got a future to own. Yeah, every setback, just part of the game, game. But now I'm up, and they know my name. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up. Success so sexy, put the work in, flexy. Late nights, no rest, but now my vision's hefty. They doubted, they laughed, now they watch from the back. Cause I turned every dream into bricks that stack. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, go get it all. Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary taking you to the top. Boss up.
Hey there, hey there, hey there. Welcome to Wake Up CEO. I am your host, Rachel L. Gary. And you know what time it is. It is time for me to have a candid conversation with the inner CEO. That one that is clear in your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your direction. And today's topic is how to see fear and keep moving forward anyway. And you know what we do on Wake Up CEO. We dive right in. So I want you guys to stay locked in for today's power statement. The Author's Corner that is powered by is powered by Distinguished Authors Guild, where your literary excellence is celebrated. And that leadership 3-point play that's powered by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-leadership gets GPS. And while we're on Wake Up CEO, you know what we do. We dive right in. The power statement of the day. I can feel the fear and still move forward. I'm not scared to grow. I'm ready to go. I want you guys, we got to get locked in. So the question of the day for you CEOs out there is, what's something that you have been afraid of as an adult? So we're not talking about little kid stuff. We're talking about as an adult. What are some of the things that you have been afraid of? And I'm going to start off. I'm going to be the first one to start off. So I'm a big person who always talks about moving forward against fear. When things come your way and you're still moving forward. So I had something that I was afraid of this week. So if you guys don't know this about me already, I am a natural introvert. I know it might not seem like it, but I am a natural introvert. So I am used to, and this is not saying it's a good thing. It's just saying it is a thing. I am used to when I'm in a room and no one's talking with me, that I'm not the one who starts the conversation. But once the conversation is started, I'm all in at that point. Now, as I said, I'm making a statement about fear because me being afraid of speaking to individuals, being the first one to say hello or being the first one to speak, how many things have I blocked because another individual didn't walk up to me? So I made a conscious decision this week. So this is an ongoing fear, guys. This didn't just start a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago. To this day, I'm still introverted that way. If I'm in a room full of people, I'm still the last one to speak. I'm still the last one to start talking. However, this week I made a conscious decision that every day I was going to go to 2 libraries and speak to their directors. Today started my journey. So today, before I came in to Wake Up CEO, I stopped by 2 libraries, spoke to their directors about throwing a book signing at their locations and to find out more information about how they specifically run their particular location. Because even though the Chicago Public Libraries are part of a network, each different branch does something different about letting authors in to sign, do a book signing, to do classes or anything of that nature. So I was trying to figure out what kind of programs that particular branch already had and how I could add value to their specific area. Now, I'm going to tell you my ritual in the car before I even got started. My ritual in the car was, okay, you're going in here, you're going to have a conversation. Are you selling books or what? Are you trying to help people grow or what? This is how I was talking to myself, guys. I said, are you trying to help them or what? Did you write the book because you wanted to help people or what? Is there information in that book that can help somebody or not? So what are you scared of? This is me. I was my own hype man in the car. However, got out of my own way, went inside the 2 libraries, met with the directors, excellent people. Went to the one on 73rd and Yates, and I went to the one on 95th and Hosted. Now, these, as I said, I'm not being strategic. I used to live in all over Chicago. So I want to make sure I give back in the communities that raised me. I mean, how I became who I am today is in great deal to those particular libraries, because if it wasn't for those libraries, I wouldn't have had an outlet for my rambunctious energy I had as a kid. But that is about getting out your own way for fear. And I want to be real with fear. I know the fear feels real. I was in the car sweating bullets, and I got a whole air conditioned car. I was sweating bullets in the car. So it feels so real. But just because it shows up doesn't mean I had to shrink down. So we want to get clear about how to identify it, address it, and work through it. So I gave you guys the steps that I took today. This just happened today. So I named it. So first you have to name the fear so you can tame it. So the fear has several ways. You have fear of failing, fear of being seen, or fear of success. I asked myself in the car today, which was I afraid of? Was I afraid of them seeing me? Was I afraid of stepping into my greatness? What was actually stopping me? And in your mind, you can give yourself 5 to 10 to 20,000 scenarios of what could happen once you do what it is you are afraid of. I'm going to tell you guys, all the scenarios I came up with, did none of them take place. Not one. Not one. Every person, the 2 people I met with today were very welcoming, had a very great conversation. I talked about my book in great detail. One of them even took a copy of the book. And also, it was a way for me to now conquer the fear of being the first to speak. Because we got to intake that. Now I won't say that fear won't rear its head again, but right now I understand what I need to do so it doesn't rear its head and stop my flow for my greatness. So want to jump into the chat. We got people checking in, and I appreciate you guys who are listening to me on Support District Radio. So we have on the live. So if you guys are listening to it on Support District Radio and you want to know where you can find it, you can go to my Facebook page, Rachel L. Gary, and watch it live. Or you can go to YouTube, Rachel L. Gary as well, and watch us live, chime in, drop information in the chat. This is a two-way conversation. I'm not giving information. I'm just reminding you of who you are. So in the chat, we got Bruce checking in. Let's go, CEO. And we got, so Bruce Logan is the owner of Monkey Media. He does graphic designs. He is also an awesome graphic designer and also a mentee. So I'm helping Bruce with his business currently, as his business has now doubled in the, I think we're at a triple right now, I believe, at a triple in the last 6 months, and on par to be where he's looking to be over the next year. Right now, he's looking to hire. So if you guys are digital, if you are digital literate and are really looking and really can have some proven results, give Bruce Logan a call, and DM him with your information with your, or he's dropping it in the chat. So go ahead and get that information to him. We also have Sharice Sloan checking in from Highly Productive Chicago. She has an event coming up on August 16th. And she is a promoter. She does promotion of artists as well as comedians, as well as actresses, as well as small kids businesses. I want you guys to get locked in with the individuals who show up and show out every single week. They have great businesses, small businesses that are now growing. Stay locked in. So we have Bruce dropped in the chat. He actually dropped the link so you guys go if you want to see it on YouTube. Sharice is also vouching for Bruce in the chat. She said, does great work. Won't be disappointed. That I'm saying those are shout outs. Those are connections, guys. Now, both of them happen to be my mentees, and they became my mentees at two different stages of my journey and two different stages of theirs. But right now, Sharice is in the process of throwing her second party of the year, and has a couple of clients that she is working with to do promotions, as well as she is my promoter. So at the end of the day, it's about having that reciprocity conversation. And when you have a reciprocity conversation, that means at the end of the day that you're giving something, you're getting something. Everyone's winning. If you're looking for real success out there, that's how you win. You work with someone who's doing something. You got something to offer. They have something to offer. Sometimes there's no money that changes hands at that point because both of you guys are giving to each other. So we're going to jump into fear. Now, both of them had things that they were afraid of. So I want you guys to answer the question if you guys help us out here. The question today is, what's something you have been afraid of as an adult? We all have a fear. Fear of something. And I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10 is fear of the unknown. It's fear of what you don't know is going to happen. Because when you're afraid, you don't know what's going to happen. So we're going to acknowledge the fear. Acknowledge that you're afraid. Own up to it. You can't change something that you are not that you're not willing to face. To make a change, you have to face that something is happening. Hiding under the covers is not going to make the fear go away. As kids, remember that we used to hide under the covers, talking about the boogeyman, talking about something under the bed. We watched a scary movie. Now all the lights got to be on in the house. But as an adult, I'm going to be now from the chat. Someone chimed in and said adulthood. I want to say that is a whole thing. If you guys are older, do you remember when you first started having to take care of yourself? Legit had to take care of yourself. Whereas you had your own apartment, you had to get your own food. You started respecting some of those conversations about your mom saying, your parents saying, don't eat all that food out the refrigerator. You start respecting those conversations when you have to buy the food. Because there's no roadmap for being an adult, guys. The law say at 18, we adults. But scientifically, they say that our brains don't mature until our mid-20s to early 30s. So if our brains don't mature until 12, from 11 to 12 years later, but there's a lot of responsibility when you're 18. So I can applaud that statement about being an adult, because I remember. And I mean, and to be transparent, I've been taking care of myself and other people for a long time prior to me actually being an adult. But it was different than doing it because I wanted to and doing it because I had to. That comes totally different when you got to do something. When you got to pay the mortgage, you got to pay the car note, you got to pay the insurance, you got to pay for your lights and gas, you got to pay for your food. If you got kids, you got to pay for what the kids need. Those are responsibilities, and it's okay to be afraid, but acknowledging that you're afraid allows you to start setting yourself up for success, because you're not going to stop being the adult. So in the chat, we got a couple other things in the chat. We got Bruce chimed in. I heard a part from the roadmap. You also are giving opportunities for us to survive the journey as well. Money, mindset, and momentum. Absolutely. Okay, guys, if you are not aware, I have a 10-week free mentorship. I currently only have 2 spaces left. This morning I had 3. So right now I have 2. If you guys are looking to utilize the techniques that are within hashtag poverty to 6 figures, we're doing a week masterclass. And within that masterclass, we're going to be going over our goals. Each of us are going to go over our goals, and we're going to talk through the challenges that we're facing. We're going to be our own group of growth. And we're utilizing the tools that are within hashtag poverty to six figures. So if you are looking to be in the room, we're going to be doing it virtually for 10 weeks starting in August. The episodes will premiere. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Not right now, but later on. But we will be shooting videos and doing the taping for the episodes of the CEO Masterclass on hashtag poverty to six figures. Get locked in. 2 spaces available. So right now I already have 8 individuals. It was supposed to be as a total of 10 over 10 weeks. 2 spaces left. Get locked in. Bruce is going to drop in the chat. If you guys are not watching it live and you're on the go to Rachel L. Gary, either on YouTube or Facebook, and you'll be able to get that link to the 10-week masterclass. And you have until the 26th to get locked in. Thank you for putting that out there, Bruce. All right. So we got jokes apart. I think as an adult, I'm afraid to disappoint the child I once was. That's a whole bar. Because we have an idea of what our life should look like from when we were a kid. But I say this, you can't disappoint the kid you were, because the kid you were doesn't know about the adult you are. And right now you are an awesome person. Even if you do not feel that you're meeting your child expectations, you are meeting the expectations of the current you. And if you don't like where you are, you know what to do. Start moving forward and growing into a better version of yourself. All right, we have my beautiful wife checking in. Hello, CEOs. And we have another person. We have Steve Edwards chiming in. Steve, thank you for joining us. Steve Edwards will also be part of the 10-week masterclass. He is already locked in. So we have Cherie Sloan, who's locked in. We have Steve Edwards, who's locked in. We have Bruce Logan, who's locked in. We have Carolyn Steven, who's locked in. We have Ashley, Midwest Ash, locked in. We have, I'm telling you, we have the owner of the photo booth, Selah, he is locked in. Guys, I promise you, this is going to be a masterclass like no other. And if you don't want to actually be in the masterclass, but you want to follow along with us, get a copy of the book. If you order the book by the 26th, by August 1st, you will be able to follow along with us as we're going through the chapters. Guys, this is going to be a masterclass where we're gonna peel back the onion, and we're gonna be very honest. Because I'll tell you, to get over the fears, we gotta face the fears. We have to face what's the unknown, and we have to own up to the fact that our lives are not where we want them to be, and start moving towards them. The only person who can grab a hold of that is each of you. The best version of you lies within you. Let's pull that version out. Get into the masterclass. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for joining us. So as people are coming in, please answer the question of the day. What's something you have been afraid of as an adult? And this is a no judgment zone. Wake Up CEO, we're not judging anybody. There's no perfection on life. Doesn't have perfection. Perfection is a myth. You're going to have a perfect version of your life, and that's going to be totally different than someone else's life. And if we can't talk about our trials and our tribulations on Wake Up CEO, I mean, that means I'm wasting my time of doing the show. The whole point is you guys, I point out my stuff all the time, stuff that I'm not perfect in, because I just said it. Life isn't perfect. There's no roadmap to life. There's a roadmap to success. It's in this book, though, but there's no roadmap to life. I don't care how many books come up, and I, as an author myself, of how to live a perfect life, you won't find a book, because there's no one living the version of your life but you. Someone might go through some of the same problems, and can give you help with a problem, but no one can tell you how your life is supposed to end up. You make that decision. And when you make that discerning decision on how you want your life to turn up, put that GPS in and be like, I want it here. Then you can start working towards that. But the only person who can make that decision is you. I'm only talking to CEOs. Clear your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your directions. So as we were talking about fear, we're going to name it. Whatever kind of fear it is. If it's fear for success, if it's fear for being seen, if it's fear for feeling foolish, if it's fear of being alone. Hey, if you guys are new to Wake Up CEO, when I pause, that's just for you to take that in. There's a lot of people right now in relationships just because they're afraid to be alone. I don't know. That doesn't sit well with me. I'd rather be, that's me. I'm speaking from my point of view. I'd rather be alone than someplace I don't want to be. If I'm unhappy anyway, that person being there is not making it any better. So the only way to be better is to step up and be better. That's how I see it. I mean, I might be wrong, but it's right for my life. I love my wife dearly. When I have a conversation with my wife, I'm in love with my wife 17 years later. We still laughing, joking, playing. We was laughing this morning. She about to be late for work, trying to give away my food. Yeah, I'm telling on you, beautiful, right here on Wake Up CEO. She was giving away my food, guys. I was not a happy camper. I had a whole moment about my food. And if anybody out there who's ever had any of my wife's cooking, you'll understand where I'm coming from. And if you have not, you are missing out. She makes some bomb soul food. She used to sell dinners. She used to do a catering service where she sold dinners on Fridays. Man, people will be calling me from my job, her job, barber shops and everything. I used to work nights at the time, guys. So she will be wanting to deliver these dinners in the middle of the day. I'm half asleep. We got truck full of food, but I'm gonna tell you, it's some of the best food. And I don't say that because she's my wife. I'm saying this is from what other people say. I'm trying to get her to be a caterer any day, guys. I might have to start doing some sample plates so you guys can check it out. But once you get past your thoughts of fear, because we all have fear in some way, and you name what that fear is, now it loses power. Because I don't want fear to be the boss of me. If fear has been stopping me, that means the fear is the boss of you. Who out here wants something to tell you to stop being successful? I'm gonna wait. I want y'all to just let me know what fear do you have that you wanted to stop you from being who you are? There's no fear there. You don't want anything to be the boss of you. And right now, if you're not doing something because you're afraid, that means fear is bossing you around. Fear got you. Y'all remember this in school where they got you by the collar and they pulling your ear. Fear's got you by the collar right now, telling you which way to go or which way not to go. No. I don't want fear to have me by the collar. I don't want it stopping me in my car. I don't want fear doing what? Holding my money. I just want to speak the truth. If fear stopping me from making a phone call, if fear stops me from having happiness at home, If fear keeps me from having conversations, keeps me from building that proposal, keeps me from building that perfect version of my business, fear stopping my happiness, joy, and money. What? Hold on. That's a no. No. So we gotta get fear out the way. So in the chat, I want to make sure we get back into people chiming in. We got Steve who said truth. And we have Mrs. Gary, my lovely wife, said, thank you, handsome. You are more than welcome. Don't give any more of my spaghetti away. And we also have, when fear starts catching you by the collar, start wearing t-shirts. I'm not talking about cloth. I am talking about mindset. Absolutely. We gotta be elusive. We gotta act like we playing it with fear. All of us that play it as a kid. You don't want to be tagged. So I'm running away from fear like a bolt of lightning. But the biggest thing is, what do we need to do? Because remember on Wake Up CEO, I'm not going to have a conversation, just a conversation. I'm going to give some tools and techniques that could possibly help you get rid of a roadblock in your way. If fear is stopping you from your happiness, joy, and money, let's see a couple of things I talk about help. Breathe and break the pattern. I did this today. I told you guys this in the beginning. Fear thrives on chaos. So when you slow down your breathing, you give your mind an opportunity to reset. And you pause everything else around you. So when you're pausing everything around you, you're giving yourself an opportunity to think. And as you slow that down and you center your thoughts on facts. As the story started in the beginning, when I was saying I wanted to go in the library and have conversations with the directors of those libraries so I could see how I could help within that specific community. And if there was a program that I could attend or even host. Me not going in means that I don't have a conversation. Those are the facts. So when you are afraid, we'll pick one of the things I was speaking about earlier. If you are afraid of confronting a situation in your life that could be stopping you from your progress, take a breath. Everybody always says breathe. I've been hearing it ever since I was a kid. But breathing is not only does it slow you down, it slows your mind down and slows your heart rate down. We're emotional beings, guys. As an emotional being, we sometimes get overly emotional about situations. So the breath resets you and allows you to calm your mind as well as calm your emotions. I'm a firm believer in taking the moment between stimulus and response. I read that in Stephen R. Covey's book, The Effects of a Highly Effective People. The habits of highly effective people. And when I read that, I started reading other books, and those other books gave me a more idea of what all of that meant. And when I had the second between stimulus, which is whatever's coming my way, and my response, it gives me opportunity to think and to give an intelligent or give a more well thought out plan of action. So that's why you're giving yourself the moment to breathe and visualize. So stop seeing it going wrong. Visualize what happens if it goes right. What? When what you do goes right, which is what you're looking for, the outcome of success. Unless, and I want to dive into that, being afraid of success. That's a real thing. I'm going to give it for instance. I'm big on examples. When I first made a decision that I was going to start doing leadership coaching and development, I was talking to my wife about it. I said, if all of the things I do works, that means I'm going to have more work. And it doesn't align with my overall overarching vision. So if that was in my mind, that meant that I wasn't going to be putting my best foot forward every time, because I was always going to just give enough information to get a couple of clients, but not give enough information that allows a lot of people to have success. So I was limiting myself by saying, if it all works. Do you hear the rejection in the comment? Man, if all this works, I'm already defeating myself. So what I did was I sat down that whole week and said, when it works, what do I do here, 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 and here? So I confronted the fear of being afraid, fear of it working. Once I confronted the fear of it working, I gave myself some actions. So identified what my fear was, took the breath so I could think, and came up with an action plan so it could come to fruition. That's how we don't let fear, that's how we keep going past fear. That's how we keep going. That's how we keep moving forward. So how to see fear and keep going, that's how we do it. You look at it in the eyes. How many times have you been told or heard the statement that you have to look your opponent in the eye? You want to see into their soul and let them know you're not afraid. It's just like you having to look in a mirror at yourself and say to yourself, I'm not going to be afraid. But fear is going to come in. And I'm going to be honest, I'm a better person when I recognize the fear coming in. When I recognize that I'm afraid of my own, if I'm afraid of my journey, I'm afraid of what's next. When I accepted that, then I could confront what I could do to make it better. So don't believe that you're not, that being afraid is a bad thing, because you know what it did for me, and it does it for you as well. It teaches you how to have critical thinking. It teaches you how to calm yourself down, and it teaches you how to grow. All with one acknowledgement. You learn 3 techniques that help you grow. Remember, we winning over here on Wake Up CEO. So if we winning, everything is a win. That's a lesson. Winning or learning. So in the car 4 hours ago, I learned something about myself. I learned that I could calm myself down, refocus myself, and be in action anyway. Because it didn't matter if those people said yes or no to my proposal. The win was getting out my car and giving the proposal. That's the win. It was getting out the car, shaking their hands, and introducing myself. The win was me leaving my bookmarkers at the place. I don't have bookmark in my book. So when I was able to leave my bookmarkers in there, that's a win. Small steps make monumental impact. Right now, I am stoked, guys. Because not only did this goes to something I talk about in my program. When you build integrity with yourself, you show yourself that you're not a liar. And when you show yourself you're not a liar, you can believe yourself more freely. Integrity starts with you. So when I was sitting there in the car and I said, okay, I'm going out there. I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. I'm going there. I'm at my house. I'm at my house talking about this big time. I'm sitting there after my meditation. I'm like, I'm all fired up. Then I get in that car. I'm like, wah. However, right now we're back at it. And right now I can celebrate it. So when you win, you celebrate. This happened 4 hours ago. I'm celebrating. It happened 4 hours for one. And then the second one, I went to the other one 2 hours ago. So I'm celebrating that win. Even though it wasn't a monetary, it boosts my confidence in me. My confidence to show up when I say I am. That's what like I said, it's part of my course. And in my course, it says integrity. It's 3 small commitments. It's part of the 7-day challenge, the free 7-day challenge that I offer. So the first month is always on me because I want you guys to see the 7-day challenge. And then the 7-day challenge 2.0, my gosh. So 7-day challenge 2.0 is when every day for 7 days I come on live and we jamming. I'm big on music, guys. I'm big on inspirational music because it keeps me pumped. Absolutely, because no matter what's going on, I'm gonna keep moving forward and making it happen. So we're gonna jump into a musical. So we're gonna jump with some music. We're gonna bring in Erica Mason. Do it anyway. I want you guys to stay locked in to Wake Up CEO on my radio Chicago. Support District Radio by going to www.supportdistrictradio.stations/Chicago so you can get locked in to not only myself but other phenomenal hosts right here on my radio Chicago. So stay locked in. What's up next is the Author's Corner that's powered by Distinguished Authors Guild. And we still got that leadership 3-point play that's going to be powered by Say I'm Possible Academy and more gems that is going to help us eradicate our disability that happens when fear. And as Erica Mason says, do it anyway.
You know, like, sometimes you just gotta stop caring about, like, what everybody else think and just live your life, you know? Look, if you ain't failed a couple times, you ain't ready for this. I don't crumble under pressure, I go heavy with this. Driving straight to the hole, I don't need no assist. If all I got is one shot, you know I ain't gonna miss. I never take a hater serious, I'm petty with this. Never been the type to fall down, shadow the fence. And yeah, I might lose it all, I get it right back quick. I'm like a walking casino, cause I'ma take that risk. I ain't scared of nothing but the old version of me. I'm fired up, boy, I love the cold version of me. I love the way I took the pain and now it's working for me. I'm coming back for everything that was taken from me. Hey, what you thought this was? I'm like the little engine that could. They love my drive, they just wanna know what's under the hood. I wish you would try to stop me, you gon' get what you deserve. I'll show you how to take it from the bottom to the first. Yeah. I know they try to say you can't, but do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you thought a couple times, but that's alright. Don't care what people think, do it anyway. I know they try to say you can't, do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you thought a couple times, but that's alright. I don't care what people think, do it anyway. Remember when they said I couldn't, now they ask me how I do it. When you really know you got it, you ain't never gotta prove it. When you started from the bottom, you ain't never scared of losing. Everything all on God, that's the only way I do it. Boy, I been had the juice, with the extra side of sauce. Boy, I been had ragu. Baby, I got so much flavor in the pain, it's a seasoning. Promise I'ma get it, it don't matter the season. I do it any day, every day. I'ma get it in every way. No, they try to say that I can't, but I still do it anyway. I don't care what they gonna say, I don't care what they gonna think. When you out here chasing dreams, you don't care if people sleep. They come up when I speak, it's just a matter of time. And everything for me is just a matter of mind. I got audacity and confidence, a deadly combination. Yeah, I hear them talking, I call it admiration. I know they try to say you can't, but do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you fought a couple times, so that's alright. I don't care what people think, do it anyway. I know they try to say you can't, do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you fought a couple times, so that's alright. I don't care what people think, do it anyway. Yeah. Hey, do it anyway. Hey, do it anyway. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. No, they Try to say you can't do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you felt a couple times that I survived. I don't care about what they say, do it anyway.
All right, all right. Let's get back locked in on Wake Up CEO. I appreciate you guys staying locked in with me every week right here. And we're gonna dive. You know, as I said on Wake Up CEO, we don't put any fluff in. We dive right into the truth. Dive right into working to be the best version of ourselves. Because we didn't spend enough time sitting on the sidelines. We didn't spend enough time letting fear tell us where to go, what to do, and what not to do. We have had enough time of fear stealing from us, keeping us unhappy and stealing our joy. No more of that. We are now empowered because fear can't ride. Fear can ride, but it can't drive. It can't drive my car. And if fear can't drive my car, I got to get that. I got to get out of the passenger seat of my life and get back in the driver's seat. So when we're talking about fear driving you someplace, we got to let fear ride with us, but we gonna steer the car. So because you're in control of your thoughts, you're in control of your actions. And as we were just talking before Erica Mason jumped in, that as long as you speak about what fear is, you give yourself time to breathe and you refocus and get you a better plan, it allows you to get fear out of your way. But you can reframe the feeling. Fear is just excitement without breath. So when you take that deep breath, you're pushing forward anyway. You're moving through whatever fear had in store for you, which is usually stagnation, which is usually the comfortable, which is usually the ordinary. But I'm talking to extraordinary CEOs on Wake Up CEO. So when I'm talking to extraordinary people, extraordinary individuals who do extraordinary things, we don't have time to be ordinary. Because ordinary keeps us where we are. Extraordinary takes us to where we want to go. And once you do the things that as you're walking past the fear, or the fear is still in you, but you're going forward anyway, celebrate it. You want to celebrate that win. I want to applaud. I want to make sure y'all get all the applause. Because when you're celebrating, you getting past it, the next time fear comes up, you're going to remember that you was able to get past it and you was able to celebrate. Celebrate the feeling of, I did it anyway. I kept moving anyway. And remember, you can't be brave if there was nothing holding you back. If there was no fear, there would be no bravery. Fear and bravery are just on two different spectrums of the same level. To be brave, you have to overcome fear. To be afraid, you have to say that you're not going to do something and you don't want to be brave today. Either way, it's you having a discussion with you and making a determination. Are you going to be brave? Or are you going to let fear keep you hostage? And since we are looking at fear in their eyes, we got our eyes on you, fear. And today you will not win. Because today I'm going to come up with a plan. I want you guys to repeat that to you. Today I'm going to come up with a plan to get past what has stopped me so I can get to the best version of me. I see the best version of me on the other side. This roadblock, this stumbling block will not stop me from getting to that version over there that I want. So drop that in the chat. I want to hear the version that I want is on the other side of that fear. And fear, you're not going to stop me. If you're in your car listening to this, fear, you're not going to stop me. If you at your desk at work, you listening to this, fear, you're not going to stop me. If you're sitting on your couch because it's summertime and it is 105 degrees in Chicagoland area, fear, you're not going to stop me. You're declaring it today. Fear, you going on the other side. The same way the boogeyman was going away when we was getting under the covers. The same way cutting all those lights on brought light into our dark situations as a kid. Same thing right now for fear. We're letting fear have the exact same consequence. Yeah, we want to make sure that we allow fear. Come on in, fear. It's okay. I got something for you when you get here. That's what you're telling yourself. I got something for you when you get over here, fear. I want what's on the other side of you. I want that more than I want what I got. That allows you giving yourself the pep talk. I mean, I tell you, I got new endeavors that I can't even talk about yet. I got to sign some papers before I can even talk about it. But you guys will be hearing about it soon. I am super afraid of the next project. Well, I'm going to put the word was in it. Because I sat down and started writing down, okay, so if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. So some things are going to fall apart. It's okay. I'm mentally prepared for things falling apart. My mental fortitude is there. My bucket of happiness is in me. I'm still listening to my positive affirmations every morning. I'm still listening to my positive podcast, my positive books. I'm still listening to positive people like Rachel L. Gary. Put that on y'all list. And with all of that, when things go awry, I still know I have somewhere to pull from. That's how you're preparing yourself. That's how I prepare myself for the next thing I got coming up. Because the next thing is just like the radio thing. When I first got when Shy Blizz, if you guys don't know Shy Blizz, y'all got to check out his shows in the morning, the morning jump off. But he's the owner of my radio Chicago. When I first came in here, my very first day, I didn't know nothing about nothing. And fear is usually when you're afraid of the unknown. I didn't know how I was going to come off on the radio. I was used to talking on my podcast, but not used to being on the air. I wasn't used to people actually talking back to me through a chat because my podcast was, my guests were probably the only people on my podcast I was talking with. However, once I got in here, I'm so comfortable now. And the comfortability came from me getting past the fear, getting out my car, coming in the door, talking to Shy Bliss, and him sitting down, showing me how to utilize the little board, to showing me how to put my songs in, making sure that I get the music I want to listen to in there. That natural teacher that's in him, I gotta give him props when props is due. I celebrate everyone who assists me on anything that I have going on, anything. And you have to celebrate the people that help you win. Because if he had been like, all right, Rich, you go ahead in there. You got this. I've heard you talk before. You can make it happen. And walked away. I'd be like, man, what was going on? But that's not how it was. He had the patience, the time. Every week when I come here, he's normally here. He asks me if I have any problems, anything I need. Those are the type of people you want in your circle. People who really want to see you win. Because when people want to see you win and help you win, it helps everyone win. So I want you guys to make sure that you tap into the other shows that are on my radio, Chicago. I'm gonna be honest. I watch a lot of them. I watch on Tuesdays. I watch Miss Mina's the afternoon rendezvous. Monday through Friday, I watch Melly P. She comes on from 12 to 3. I watch the Franchise Power Hour that comes on Sundays from 2 to 4. There's a lot of the shows I watch. Divine Purpose that was coming on Sundays from 9 to 12. Shop Talk 7, even though right now we got guests on there. However, they're working together as a team. That shows teamwork. So that's why when we're talking about fear, this is why it can ride with you, but you got to drive. And when you're driving, you realize you have other people that are there with you, that are there to help you. Because if you notice, when you stand up for you, other people stand up with you. People are always just waiting for you to take the first step because the step is yours. I want to say that again. People step up with you because you take the first step. Because the step is yours. Shot Blizz didn't push me into the radio station. The first step was me saying yes to him. Then he helped me along the way to make sure that I understood how to deliver a radio station, a radio show, and encouraged me along the way. But the first step that had to be taken was I had to take the first step. And that's what and that's how you move into who you are. You only can move into who you are when you take steps. When you take control of your car and allow fear to be there if it wants to, but you're going to do it anyway. And collect evidence when you do. Like today, I wrote it in my notebook that today you did go in there and talk to those two directors. Have you guys done this? I want to make sure I'm not the only crazy person around now. Have you ever done this and you do something that you were afraid of doing and then you come back, you be like, yes. Have you ever done that? That small celebration celebrated it in your mind. You're going to remember that moment. So I wrote it down. I wrote it down. I said, okay, I'm going to make sure when I get back home, I'm going to put it in my journal. Because that small piece of success, it seems very small. But I'm collecting evidence along the way of me showing up for me. When I said I wanted to help 5,000 people through hashtag poverty to six figures, how do I do that if I don't show up? You're not going to find a perfect coach. I want to say that for the record, guys, just so you know, just so you're not looking for that perfect person out there. I want us to say it again. That perfect person does not exist. They're not out there. They're not out there. That person that's perfect for your situation might be out there, but that perfect person doesn't exist. Your coach will have a coach. I have a coach. Yes, I do. Because the next level of Rachel L. Gary doesn't know the stumbling blocks because I've never been there before. Since I don't know the stumbling blocks and I don't want to stumble long, I got me a coach. Oh yeah, it's true. And my coach always, in our conversation, says this is a reciprocity conversation because I learn just as much from you as you get from me. I'm always honored because it goes this way. Your coach might be good at some things, but not as good as in others. That doesn't make them less of a coach. That makes them a human being that learned this set of skills, but needs help with this set of skills. And my interpersonal skills were where I was lacking. I have great conversation because I am knowledgeable. But being a personality or having conversations, man, that's different. And it might not feel different and it might not sound different to the ones who are very personable out there. Because I got friends that will walk up to a person anywhere, anytime. The only thing I used to walk up to people do is ask them to dance because I like to dance and I can dance. So I was so confident in my strength of dancing. I didn't even care if they said no. I would dance by myself, and people would come dance with me. So that's the only time I would speak to people that I didn't know. Hey, do you want to dance? Because I knew I was going to get on the floor and I was going to dance. I was going to, as they say, cut the rug. Oh, yeah, because so that's what I'm good with, what I used to feel real good about. I got that dance because there's no conversation with dancing. It's just body movements. I was going to make that happen every time. So when you collect evidence of your strength, it allows you to go back in your mind and know that you can do something that you before in the past thought was scary. So now we're going to jump into the author's corner. I love talking about books, guys. The author's corner that is sponsored by Distinguished Authors Guild. The featured book. Oh, let me finish Distinguished Authors Guild. Let's rewind. That's sponsored by Distinguished Authors Guild, where your literary excellence is celebrated. If you guys are not already aware, on November 7th, the award ceremony is upon us. And your host of Wake Up CEO has been nominated for not just one, but both of my books. So Forged in Fire, From Ashes to Empowerment, as well as Hashtag Poverty to Six Figures, has been nominated for awards by the Distinguished Authors Guild. I appreciate the nomination, and we're going to that red carpet on November 7th to win. We're going to come back. We're coming back with our little trophy. I'm going to put it right here in between my books so you guys can see it. So if you guys are looking to celebrate those moments with me on November 7th, we're going to be in Park Forest, and I will have the link dropped in the chat shortly after the live, because I have not given it to my VA as of yet. I just got it recently. But the featured book of today is called Deep Work by Cal Newport. I'm going to tell you guys, Deep Work for me was a very profound book. And the reason why it was a profound book, because it reminds you that multitasking isn't what brings forth the best results. Multitasking really is not a real thing. I know I talked about that a little bit last week, but deep work is about focusing on your secret weapon. Distractions keep you fearful and unfocused. The ability to go deep is a skill, and fear shrinks when you're focused. It shrinks your focus from flowing. And it gives you mastery isn't in the hustle. It's in the presence of the mind, purpose, and execution. That was 3 key things that I took away from Deep Work by Cal Newport. This book will also be in the CEO Circle group, which Bruce will drop in the chat for us. That circle has a lot of information within it that's going to help us find success. It's where the CEOs gather. That's where we at. We in there, we're exchanging conversation. We're posting great things. It's all about the inner work to have outer results. So, and that's what I got from when I jumped into Cal Newport's book. The part that I liked, I put the takeaway of it, but let me tell you the part I like most about the book. The part I like most about the book, when he was speaking about him writing, and that he was segregating out his day. Now he was segregating his day so he could make meaningful, deep work time. So he was using 4-hour increments. And when I was first hearing it, I was like, 4 hours. This goes into the 100,000 hour. I mean, the 10,000 hours of mastery. So it was it's from a different book that I read. However, it goes just like information that's going to be in Forged in Fire and hashtag Poverty to Six Figures. It comes from the information that I've read and the life that I've led. So most definitely Cal had read that, because when he was talking about the 4 hours of deep thought and when he was putting in deep work and how he was able to get so much done during that time, because he had he had cut off distractions. He had turned off his emails, as in he doesn't have emails ever. I'm trying to be him in the next life with the emails, but he had cut off his emails and he had them sent off in different ways. The only way to get in contact with him is a letter, a physical letter. You have to mail a letter to him to get in contact with him if you're not in his immediate circle. He cuts his phone off for 5 to 6 hours a day so he can have deep work. And that was fascinating to me, considering that we're at an age where our cell phones are closer to us than our family members. Let me know if I'm right or I'm right. So let me know if I'm right or am I right. If I'm wrong, that's okay. I'm okay to be wrong. But where's your phone at right now? 9 times out of 10, you're either on your phone is really close, or you're listening to something on your phone. If you're watching me live on YouTube or Facebook, most likely you're on your phone. When is the last time you had a deep conversation with a family member? Deep conversation. Not on the phone, in person. Where your phones weren't even on the table, in the room. Totally unplugged, you having a deep conversation. It's hard to name it because our phones have become such an integral part of our lives. Where at this point, we're at fear of missing out. What? I didn't even know that was a thing. And for people who don't know, I was on Facebook restriction for 30 days. I didn't know why I was on restriction. My account was restricted. I couldn't get into my account. I couldn't access my Rachel O'Gary account. And I took it as a blessing. So this just tells you how my mind works. I needed to do some meaningful things over the last 30 days. I was trying to figure out how I was going to have time to do them. I'm building revenue. I'm building a book platform. I have my radio show. I have other business endeavors that I'm doing. I was like, where am I going to have time? Facebook that same day put me on restriction. Now, if you guys look at my Facebook page, you're gonna see. The only thing you're gonna see on this inspiration, motivation, conversations between myself, other people on Facebook, because that's all I talk about. I don't have those of what happened last summer kind of conversations. I don't have the what's going on with the Kardashians things. This is not my thing. Or what's going on with the Shy. I don't know. However, the restriction was needed because during these 30 days, I came up with a whole lot of things. I executed a couple of critical plans over these last 30 days that I might not have had time for if I had been on Facebook. So, as I said, when you're ready to stand up for you, other things will as well. The universe aligns with you. Each of our universe line up with us. what we decide to do, how we decide to move, what decisions we decide to make, what people we decide in our circle, what circumstances we spend the most time thinking about. That's how the universe aligns. So if you think of a bunch of negative thoughts often, a bunch of negativity comes your way. The same thing happens if you think a bunch of positive thoughts. A lot of positivity comes your way. If you're someone that's always hustling, another hustling assignment is going to come your way. If you're someone that's laser focused on tasks and laser focused on growth, only growth and laser focused things are going to come your way. Something that you'll want. I want to say this. Something that you'll want, you'll not get. And you'll be upset about it. And come to find out, 4 or 5 months down the line, if you had that thing or got what you wanted that day, it would have stopped some further progress that you would have had in your life. Remember to pause so you can sink in. So that's why I see everything is for the betterment. So when Facebook decided to restrict me, it was the best thing that happened to me. Because the endeavor that I'll be talking about in probably the next couple of weeks, it would have never came to fruition because I would have never had time to think about it, talk about it, have several 2 to 4 hour discussions about. I wouldn't have had time. So I want to make sure that we take an opportunity. We're going to let some music and we got to get some opportunities for some of these great inspirational songs to get in. So we're going to play The Luckiest Girl by Samantha Leah.
I am the vision of my loved one's dream. I am the space above, the low within and in between. I am the earth in her. I am the star. Spin myself so very far. They'll try to box you in, try to tell you you're not good enough. Stop listening. How can I pretend when I'm the luckiest girl in the world? I'm a lucky girl in a lucky world. If I see it, I have it. If I want it, I grab it. It all works in my favor like that too. Took me really long to know that I was good enough. Probably first we're told we're just a bunch of random stuff. Stuck on a rock without a purpose. Wondered what I did to deserve this. Victim mentality was gripping me. Locked up in chains because I couldn't see. And I'm not to blame, but and yet I'm still here to claim my victory. They'll try to box you in. Try to tell you you're not good enough. Stop listening. When I'm the luckiest girl in the world, I'm a lucky girl in a lucky world. If I see it, I have it. If I want it, I grab it. It all works in my favor like that too. I'm a lucky girl in a lucky world. If I see it, I have it. If I want it, I grab it. It all works in my favor like that too.
All right, we are locked back in on My Radio Chicago Support District Radio, where we already know this is more than radio. So I want you guys to keep checking in with me and on Facebook and YouTube, and for everyone who's listening to me live on the Support District Radio app or that 365 app. Thank you guys once again for checking in with me. So now we dived into being clear. We talked about being empowered CEOs. We even talked about the great book. Now we're going to talk about being owned when we're owning our CEO life. Because fear don't pay rent in your mind. So we evicting it today. If it's not paying rent, it's got to go. Because fear is going to visit. But it doesn't get to live in your spirit rent free. So we're going to talk about how to reclaim your real estate. Y'all know I'm a real estate. That's my thing. So audit your inner language. Are you feeding the fear or are you feeding your future? Speak life to what you want, not what you fear. Like we were discussing, on the other side of fear is what you want. So when fear comes up, because remember, we discussed it's going to happen. It happens. It's all right. It happens. But what we're not going to do is give it permanent real estate in our mind. That's not what we're going to do with it. We're not going to allow fear to tell us what we're going to do. We already said we driving. Ain't nobody else driving our car no more. Y'all got to go. Y'all can't be in my car. And if it can't be in my car, it can't be in my mind. I'm keeping real estate. We keep real estate in our minds for things that are going to help us grow. Fear not helping us grow is a thief. Thief of joy, thief of happiness, and thief of money. I don't like people stealing from me, and I know you don't want nobody stealing from you. So when we speak life into what we want, it allows us to conquer the fear. When I was in that car, giving myself the pep talk of the century, Rachel, what you doing? I thought you was helping somebody. I talk to myself in the third person because I want to make sure that that myself is understanding that you getting out this car and doing what you got to do. You got something to share. You have something to give. Everybody doesn't use their gift with their alignment. My gift is aligned with who I am. I've been so blessed in that way. I'm not blessed of my gift. I'm blessed that I recognize the gift. I'm blessed that I nurture that gift. Because when you utilize your gift, you're so happy. You're so happy when you're using your gift. If you're a singer and you're able to sing on stage, you're so happy. Even scared people who are afraid to sing say that they're just singing in the mirror when they get on stage, when they first start singing on stage. So the first time they sing on stage, they're just singing in the mirror. They close their eyes, wear shades, so they don't see the crowd. Because they're not singing to the thousands of people that are listening. They're singing by themselves in the shower or in the mirror. Because they love what they do that much. When you write. Now, am I a natural author? No. I'm naturally gifted with growth and naturally gifted with explaining a situation. That's my natural gifts. And I love to do it. I always want to help somebody. I always want to help somebody in some way. Sometimes to my detriment. So I ask everyone usually ahead of time. My mentees will tell you the same thing I'm about to say. Hey, Do you mind me coaching? Somebody asked me some questions a couple of weeks ago. I said, hey, is it okay? Do you mind me coaching? They said, if I'm talking to you, I want you to coach. I said, no, because when I'm coaching, I'm different than the person who's just listening. The person that's just listening is just letting you vent, letting you get it off your chest only. I'm not judging even when I'm a coach, but when you're looking for a response, that's when I'm a coach. If you're looking for us to figure out a plan of action, that's when I'm a coach. When you're just looking for me to listen, I'm listening. But when I have something to say that I think that could possibly help you, I raise my hand. Hey, do you mind if I coach? And I told you guys on Wake Up CEO, if you guys are listening, either virtually or live online, either way, you have already signed up to be coached. I appreciate you. Thank you. It makes sure I'm not talking to myself. I feel good about that. So we're going to dive into owning in a language that we say to ourselves. When you're saying that I'm like, I told you I'm a natural introvert. It's my natural thing. I'm naturally introverted. I'm not owning that I'm an introvert. One more time. When I started my story, what did I say? I'm a natural introvert, not that I'm an introvert. I said that's just my style of talking. I'm not owning that I'm an introvert. I'm owning that I have a powerful message that I must get out to the world, and I must speak in order for that to happen. I speak through books, I speak through courses, I speak through conversations. So I can't be introverted because it doesn't align with the purpose and the assignment that is on my life. I accept the assignment on my life because some people don't accept it. We're called, each of us have a gift, and we're called to do that gift. And when you're called to do your gift, you get choices. Sometimes you choose not to do it. And when you choose not to do that, doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you're not ready to embrace your gift. Because when you're ready, you step into it. Like when I walked into My Radio Chicago and talked to Shy Blizz in February, I was ready. I drove my car I live in the northern suburbs. I have property in the city. I went from my house to the properties in the city, hung out at the properties in the city, then came here and told him I was ready. And he said, okay, you start next Wednesday. Now, I was thinking that, now I want to say this, guys, I was thinking that Shop Bear's going to say, you going to start a couple months from now or a month from now. But something that my friend and I live by is that we don't have to get ready because I'm already ready. So when I came and got out of my car and walked into My Radio Chicago, I said I was ready. So I had already, the fear was in the car. The fear was on the sidewalk. The fear was on the handle of the door. But on the other side of there was where I wanted to be. That's how you got to talk to yourself like that. If you're looking for a promotion at a job and you're like, okay, I want the promotion, but I don't know if I'm ready for the responsibility. I want the money, but I don't know if I want the work. That's you making a decision. That's you deciding. When you make the decision that I want the money and I'm ready for the responsibility, that's when you have now knocked down the fear of the indecision. And now you're stepping towards where you want to be. The second you start stepping towards where you want to be, your actions change. The way you talk to yourself must change. The way you show up must change. But it all comes from that internal conversation that you must have with you and say, now's that time. Now's that time where I'm smacking down fear. I'm facing it head on, and I'm going to move forward towards my greatness. That when you talk to yourself like that, fear don't have a chance. Fear's in the back seat. It's no longer in the passenger seat. You didn't move fear from out the driver's seat to the passenger seat, and now you're in the back seat, almost in the trunk. Because the second you open that car door and you walk into your job and you're now commanding things in a way, your workflow flows different. Fear is going from the back seat now to getting out the car, going towards the trunk. When you turn your projects in on time, when it has an extra layer of extraordinary in it, because now you're not saying you're going to want that promotion, you're going to get the promotion. When you show up like that, the promotion's like, what? Wait. Here he is. It's not looking for you because you're showing up. You didn't talk to yourself differently. You're not going to go to your boss, hey, there's a position available and a position should belong to me. Your work will show up before you do. Your boss will be coming to you. We have a position. And with the work that you're doing, I think that you're the person for the job. I want to say a couple of things there. And I hope that you guys caught what I was dropping. Your work ethic, the way you show up, people recognize it. So if it's for your business, for a new role, for any endeavor that you're working on, how you show up for it is how it's perceived. Keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Take those micro steps, guys. One small action every day silences your doubts. Tomorrow, I'm going to now go to 2 more libraries. Now, today, I know I did it. I made it happen. I had great conversations with 2 great people. Well, 4 or 5 great people because I had to get to the great person, the great director. I was talking to the people at the counter. So I came in and said hello. And I was like, I'm author in the area. I even had a story. Now, I didn't pre-write it. I want to say that for the record. It wasn't a pre-written story or script that I came up with. As I said, I can articulate. I didn't have a problem with coming up with the words. Because once I opened that door, fear was in the trunk. It wasn't even in the passenger seat. When I got back in the car, I was high-fiving myself. Fear was like, wait. I thought you didn't want to. Man, we done that. We done that already. So tomorrow, 2 more libraries. And a bookstore. I got a whole thing mapped out in my head. I want to just talk a little bit about the process. Because all of it didn't happen overnight. And what we're talking about, that's why you're taking small micro steps. In the very beginning, I started off very small. To get used to not being so introverted, I started off with a podcast a year and a half ago. Then 4 months, 5 months in, I got on someone else's podcast where they were asking me questions. In the process of that time, I was writing my first book. But all of those were small micro things. They're micro wins. Because as you make those small steps, you move closer to your goal. Now, during that time, I had doubts. I had fears. Because you're going to have doubts. As you move closer to what you want, you're going to have bigger doubts. Because the self-confidence that is going to be needed to push through, that's when we're going to take a step back, where you're going to be collecting the evidence and utilizing that evidence. Because that evidence you're going to be telling yourself, Hey, I did that. Hey, I did that. Man, I did that. So whenever I'm looking to do something else new, bigger, I always go back to the evidence that shows I did it. I don't ever look at the times that I didn't. Ever. I don't look in the rearview mirror for that. I'm looking for my results every time. Because you can go through the 20 times you didn't do it, but the one time you did was a win. As you keep collecting those wins, you'll win again. Win again. Win, learn, win again. Win, learn, win again. Because when you're learning, you're winning. So when you failed, you learned. When you failed again, you learned. When you won, you showed that you learned so you could win, which means now you can win again because you're going to use that momentum to keep going. Create a breakthrough routine. When fear shows up, have a personal routine. That personal routine could be a prayer, a journal, a dance, a reading, whatever it takes for you to remember that you are in control, that you are driving the car and fear is not. Whatever it is. Like for me, I talk to myself. I remind myself of why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's what I use. It works for me. I got a friend who has a song that has a motivating song. I got a friend that uses the Rocky song. The dun 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 dun. I'm just saying. For when I was doing my event, every time somebody got up, I had a song play. The very first song of my event was "Stand Up." I think I'm gonna play it today so you guys can hear it. I'm gonna see. I think I got it here. It's one of my favorite songs. I wouldn't believe I don't have it. So before we get off here, I'm gonna let you guys listen to "Stand Up." Now, the reason being that this is one of my favorite songs, and it motivates me as well. Listen to the words that are in "Stand Up." He's gonna talk about knocking down doors because I wanted people to feel the energy of those words. I turned them up because I want you to feel that no matter where you are, you can always be your hero. You can always be the one that stops a fear from being in your way. So creating a breakthrough routine, whatever it is, so whenever fear creeps up, have your equipment already ready. This is what I'm talking about, why you don't have to get ready because you are ready. So when fear happens, automatically your mind will know, okay, this is the routine I do to knock fear down. As you keep using that routine, fear already knows, all right, she ain't listening to me. She gonna pump herself up. I'm wasting my time. So we're gonna listen to "Stand Up" by Be Free featuring Courtney Bell.
We about to kick down the door. Plant them new seeds, watch them grow. We about to run up the millions, need financial freedom for all of my folks. Yeah, we building leverage to change the complexion of wealth. You can tell by my tone. Empower my people to go elevate and be great. That's the shit that I'm on. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up, 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 stand up. You can't be walking around broke. You better go get the bag. You better not give up hope. You can't be going outside. You got the power of God deep inside you, man. You better get off your ass. Your passion, the vehicle that's gonna drive you. Now go put your foot on the gas. Stand up, 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 stand up.
Peace to the gods and the earth. May every verse that I write bring insight to the minds that's lost. That's what we do it for. Body. Feet to the floor, fists lifted, I'm feeling like a panther. Power to the people from Tallahassee to Madagascar. Spooked by the door, I infiltrated this black magic. Took accountability, healing from all my bad habits. Universe bent to my will, empowered by my blackness. Do you know who you effing with? I feel like Mike Blackston. Die for the people, ain't nothing new. I fade used to crashing. Judge slam gavel, he battled me with a racist passion. Stand up, chin up with your hands up, chest out. Know that this your land, bruh. Embrace your beauty, they can't stand us. Don't want your reparations, they play it far like I N1. My ancestor died for the cause. I align with the gods. I'm assigned to this war. Right into my lines, turn to art. Speak for the ones with no voice that's in the crowd. Love.
Stand up, 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 stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Manifest your dreams.
Every day is a blessing. I'll win, I don't never lose. 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 I don't lose and I like it. Every day is a blessing.
Yeah, I'm consistently in my prime. I'm thriving and feeling fine. Embodiment of divine. Self-concept rich. Winning energy and I flaunt it. Succeeding on my journey and I'm loving it. Cause I'm up right now and I'm still up next. Discerning and wise, I know how to move. Abundant options, I know which to choose. Daily progression, I always improve. I live life as a winner, so I never lose. Positive life is what I perceive. I do my best and let things unfold gloriously. Romanticizing every day and I'm loving on me. I'm grateful, I'm winning and my life's heavenly way.
Win, I don't never lose. 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 I don't lose and I like it. Every day is a blessing. Win, I don't never lose. Win, I don't never lose. Win, I don't never lose. Win.
All right. Yeah, we had Winner's Creed featuring Shariah Wise and Genesis Cressette. Man, I'm telling you, because I'm a winner. When you are a winner, you are always looking for ways to win again. It's all about winning. It's all about finding that success. It's all about pulling through something. But you know what? I also have one. I got to tell you, this is a song that I listen to every single day. I've been listening to it every single day since it came out. So this is from one of Chicago's finest, Trosh. And if you guys don't know who he is, you got to get locked in. This song is called Knock Me Out the Way. We're going to watch the video right here on Wake Up CEO.
Yeah. Built like a nigga asked for it. Yeah, I passed go and hit the fast forward. Burned through it, got the ash pouring. Couldn't miss a beat and have a bad quarter. Life's a bitch and your ass know it. If you're missing me, you got some bad orders. You truly in for a hell of a shock. Speaker falling in your bathwater. Said it wasn't room in this fast corridor. Found space, stayed in Phillywood. While they fighting, trying to make it uphill, I just slid in like a hilly good. Show more love than they giving back. He don't owe him shit, he just feel he should. Trying to take down you a juggernaut, gon' take a lucky shot like Achilles' foot. I've been feeling something, man, that man cold like I'm chilling something. But they handhold like a villain coming. They hands small, shit is really nothing, man, it's really something. I don't really get it. If you heard me say it, then I really live it. Not a sweat and blood, yeah, it's really spillage. In the world hurting, I can really heal it. Hey, my struggle, my whole mind, my whole climb. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. As I load up to see if I hold up, just be my hold up. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Speed racing, I see greatness, not gonna be patient. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Not showed up, it's my whole time, and I'm whole flying. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Losses got my fam grieving, so my attitude is giving damn heathen. I've been big stepping like I'm stampeding. Heard niggas salty cause it's fam season. Push a pen till my hands bleeding. Been a lot of growth, so we don't stand even. It's stifling. They just notice that they can't breathe. I'm the damn wheezing. Got them looking like that man cheating. Equipped with some shit that you can't even. And I'll be ready when the moment comes. You're not gonna tell me that I can't seize it. Been standing tall for my whole life and never been the type to let a man leave me. Made choices that I know they question still. To this day they probably can't see. I've been feeling something in that man cold, like I'm chilling something, but they handhold like a villain coming. They enhance more. Shit is really nothing, man. It's really something. I don't really get it. If you heard me say it, then I really live it. Not a sweat and blood, yeah, it's really spillage. And the world hurting, I can really heal it. Hey, my struggle, my whole mind, my whole climb. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. As I load up to see if I hold up, just be my hold up. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Speed racing, I see greatness, not gonna be patient. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Not showed up, it's my whole time, and I'm whole flying. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way.
Guys, now let me tell you why that is my song. Because no matter what's going on in your life and no matter what's happening in your life, you can't let that knock you out of the way of where your dreams are. So that's why it was perfect to put it out there for fear, because fear has stopped us. And knocking it out the way, I'm about that. So when I heard this, when I very first heard the song, it reminds me of why I'm stepping into this season, what we're trying to do next. What are you trying to do next? So if you want to add that to your playlist, you can go, it'll be on the playlist in CEO Habits. CEO Circle. That's where it will be. So you guys can get locked into that song. Anything that is your anthem. So anything that's going to help you be able to knock fear out of your way and allow you to have the life of joy, harmony, and money and wealth that you want. Is on the other side of what you're afraid of. It's on the other side of what you're looking for. So on that other side is where I want you to be. I think that's where you want to be. Because whatever you were doing or whatever you were ready to step into, fear was blocking you from what you wanted to do. So if fear was blocking you from what you wanted to do, as Tro said, knock it out the way. It's time for it to roll out of your way today. So we are about to jump into, y'all know this is my favorite part of the whole show, the leadership 3-point play that is powered by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-leadership gets GPS. Play 1. Acknowledge fear, but call in clarity. Journal your fears and next steps to see your thoughts clearly. Play 2. Step into who you already are. Affirm your past wins to ignite your new ones. When you're winning, you win again. When you're learning, you are winning so you can win again. Play 3. You don't need permission to be powerful. Give fear a deadline, and the deadline is today. That is the leadership 3-point play powered by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-leadership gets GPS. So as we talk today, we had an awesome conversation. I love all of the chime-ins in the chat. I love everyone being locked in. I appreciate everyone who liked, followed, and shared this content. I want you guys just to remember that what we talk about on Wake Up CEO is all about stepping into the best version of you, stepping over any obstacle. And in today's show, we just talked about the obstacle of fear and how we are going to acknowledge whatever fear is. We're going to take that fear and we're going to take a breath so we can have a moment between the stimulus and the response. We're going to set ourselves up for success with that fear. We're going to be empowered that we're going to make it happen. And we're going to own what we do, how we show up for ourselves, and remind ourselves of every time that we won, that we've done it before, we can do it again. We're giving ourselves the map. As we are telling ourselves that success is ours. Is success yours? Let me know. Is success yours? Tell yourself in the mirror when you get in the car. Tell yourself in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth. Tell yourself in the mirror when you're washing your face. Tell yourself when you're doing your selfies. Because as long as you give yourself the instructions, success is yours. So my final thoughts for today's Wake Up CEO, where I had an awesome time, as I said, with some great people in the chat who expressed the answer to today's question. And we were talking about today's question was, what's something you have been afraid of as an adult? We had some great answers. Being an adult. Even though it sounds a joke, we all know that it's something we could have been afraid of. But as you're stepping through it. So fear is a feeling. It is not a future. You got the power to rewrite the story and to create the narrative of your life that you are looking for. Change the channel. Reroute your path to greatness. Don't let what you think might happen rob you from the future that you are destined for. And until next week, right here on My Radio Chicago, on Support District Radio, where we already know it is way more than radio. I want you guys to get locked in next Wednesday, so be ready. And as the CEOs, I want to make sure that you remember to be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You. Until next week, you guys have an awesome rest of your week. Thank you, guys.
Do you feel stuck? Like your dreams are just out of reach? It's time to change that narrative. Use life's setbacks to fuel the fire within. I'll walk you through the exact steps I took to move from $7 an hour to multiple six-figure success. The roadmap includes practical strategies, real-world mindset shifts, and the habits that help me rise against the odds. Welcome to #Poverty to Six Figures, a journey that goes beyond just financial success. This is about breaking free from the cycle and claiming your desires, transforming your life, unlocking your potential, and finally living the life you deserve. Get your copy today. Start your journey towards financial freedom. Are you ready? 6 figures couldn't change my mind.